SFLm action continues tonight from San Jose as the Pittsburgh Riverhawks come into town to face the San Jose Flight. The countdown to the first ever SFLm double elimination tournament is on, and every point matters. Good evening, everyone. I'm Cameron Duty along with my partner, Brett Sahlberg. We're so excited to bring you tonight's matchup. Brett, let's just jump right into it. Pittsburgh and San Jose come into today's game with a 1-1 record. Both are looking to hit their stride and get over the 500 mark. What are your thoughts on tonight's game, my friend?
This game is going to be simple. I think for both these teams, they're looking at win, and they get themselves a top 4 spot. And if you can get a top 4 spot, you're talking about a home game once you get into the knockout rounds, and that's going to be key for them. For Pittsburgh, it's whether or not they can actually score. Just 27 points in the first 2 games is just, it can't be done. And you saw a big example on that when they got posted 52-17 against Chicago. For San Jose, it's about consistency. They had 35 in their last game in a win against Bossier City, but can they keep that consistency around? Austin Blanco threw 3 interceptions in that last game. Can he keep it clean? Can both of these teams figure out a way to get their offenses completely going and win this matchup?
It's going to be exciting, Brett. I'm so excited to be with you. Thanks to Cameron Irvine and the Stats Truck for what he is doing tonight. We're ready to go, folks. Thank you for tuning in for a little SFLm action on a Tuesday night. The kickoff is underway. We're going to get a return here. Across the 20, out to the 30, breaks a tackle, and San Jose will set up shop at the 38-yard line. Let's take a look at the offense really quickly here for San Jose. Quarterback number 7, Austin Blanco. Halfback number 21, Tino Sosa. Halfback number 47, Cooper Allen. The wide receivers, number 11, Chris Dunseri, number 12, Barney Burner, and number 17, Devin Lloyd. And the 2 tight ends, number 48, Arnold Paca, and number 88, James Jennings. That is the offensive lineup there for your SFLm San Jose Flight. They'll set up shop, 1st and 10.
An early thing here for San Jose, look for the Vancouver connection, Blanco to Sunseri. We've seen a lot of connections through that for the first 2 games.
To the air, and that one is just a little bit off the mark right there, intended for Devin Lloyd. That brings up 2nd down.
Just a quick in route, and Blanco, it just didn't look like he was ready for that throw, and it just a little bit ahead of his receiver. Just got to calm things down. Pittsburgh's defense, it has the potential of being deadly if they want to. We've seen them only allow 7 points in their 10-7 win, but they got to make sure that the defense stays consistent.
On 2nd down, 2 men in the backfield.
Oh, boy.
Intercepted. Reading the coverage perfectly right there for Pittsburgh was number 49, Mojon Tana. And just like that, Pittsburgh coming up big here with a big defensive play.
Yeah, and that's the woes that I was talking about with Blanco's passing. 3 interceptions in his last game, and he talked about the game before as well. He had 2 more, add another one to the marker. 6 interceptions in just 2 and a bit games here. He can spell potential doom in this potential shock matchup for Pittsburgh to take advantage of offensively.
Quarterback King Jackson under center here for Pittsburgh as they send a man in motion. That is Timothy Mossam King in motion now over on the far side. One to the air, pressure coming, and he is decked. That's the outside linebacker, Shin Yoneda, there on the tackle.
Yeah, big credit on the pursuit right away, lining up against the tight end, thinking that he was going to be on coverage work, but was left wide open on that blind side. No chance for King Jackson to throw the football.
2nd and 14 now. We'll take a look at that Pittsburgh offense in just a moment. 1 man in the backfield. A quick pass out to BB Bullets, and he turns ahead, getting a really good chunk of yardage there, Brett. 3rd and 5. Yeah,
it's a smart play for Pittsburgh. Instead of maybe handing this one off, that didn't really work in their last contest, they decided to swing it out, and it leads to a lot of space, open field, and makes their 3rd manageable.
3rd and 5, like you said, 3rd and manageable here. What will Pittsburgh draw up? They send a man in motion once again. That's Xavier Knight. 2 receivers on the left side of the field.
Oh, look at him run.
Yep, going for the run. He's got room to run. He stands in there, takes the tackle, and that'll be a first down for Pittsburgh. Let's take a look at that offense real quickly. As we said, number 19, quarterback King Jackson. You saw him there on the run. Halfback number 27, BB Blitz. Wide receivers, number 10, Eric Duncan, and number 11, Xavier Knight. And number 81, Timothy Mossam King. The tight end, number 46, Keith Wheeler, and number 80, Jimmy Went. Center, Kiera Kilganon, number 77, and number 56 on tackle, Trey Hyman. It's 1st and 10. Stands and delivers a target. Oh, what a pass. Oh, excuse me, what a pass right there. A great play. Timothy Mossam King quickly becoming one of their all-star receivers, and Pittsburgh strikes first.
Yeah, and Timothy Mossam King is a matchup nightmare no matter who you put up against. Doesn't matter if it's going to be Sidney Galloway, the corner, or if it's going to be some Joe Schmo from Idaho. He's got the speed to beat anyone out in this SFLm field, and you see it right there. Pittsburgh, on a rare occasion, striking first in this contest.
We talked about Pittsburgh needing to put some points on the board early and often, and they do just that. Now Jackson Arthur with the kick. It is good. Pittsburgh taking advantage of that interception and goes ahead by 7 early on. So now we'll see what San Jose will have drawn up here as we get ready and see them for their second possession. What do you do here, Brett? You just threw a big-time interception that resulted in some points. How do you shake that off?
And right now I'm thinking maybe start the ball off with a little bit of Tino Sosa love, their running back, see how far they can get you, and then get Blanco back in business.
And another nice return right there by San Jose. And that's going to get them out to the 37-yard line, where they'll get ready and set up shop.
And it's been 2 good returns from their special teams unit, both past the 35-yard line. Now it's just about San Jose's offense, really starting to click. And they've got the home crowd behind them for sure. Get some home loving if they can get themselves, that early advantage. But right now, it's been nullified after that first score from the Riverhawks.
Austin Blanco under center now as they get ready and set up at about the 37-yard line. 8:14 left in this first quarter. The pitch to the right side, and that's Tino Sosa breaking some tackles and a nice 9-yard gain to set up a very manageable second down here.
Yeah, that's something that I wanted to see early on, is how can Tino Sosa adjust himself after 30 carries at 114 yards with 3 touchdowns in his last game against Bossier City. Are they going to keep feeding him the ball, or are they going to let Austin Blanco fly a little bit more? Right now, it'd be a good idea to keep the ball on Sosa's hands and see how far he can take it.
Yes, Sosa has at times during this season really shown that he can be the workhorse for this San Jose flight. 2 men in the backfield. We'll see if they go back to Sosa or they take it to the air on 2nd and 1. Back to Sosa. Nice hole around the right side, which they are featuring him at pretty regularly in this game thus far. And that's a new set of downs, 1st and 10.
And here's what I've seen work for San Jose over this season here is actually those runs to the outside, those stretch runs and those toss plays to Sosa has made a lot of space open for Sosa to run. So I think you just need to keep carrying that.
And that they do on 1st down. Breaking a tackle, staying alive right here. And again, another 8 yards right off the bat. Really putting this San Jose team in, as we said, very manageable situations, Brett.
Yeah, and they're not sticking to one side of the field trying to run that football with Sosa. You just saw them go the opposite side after running from to the right side. This time they go left, and it still works for them. 8 yards, 2nd and short.
Deciding to rely heavily on that rushing game after the early interception. Probably going to help Blanco get in a rhythm here as well, you would think. As we said, it's 2nd and 2 now with a couple of men in motion there. Coming across, that's James Jennings, the tight end. And the pitch and brought down behind the line of scrimmage that time. And a great tackle made right there by Pittsburgh. And that's going to drive them back, and an important 3rd down here.
Yeah, and that's where the shift in formation doesn't really work for San Jose. You try to move that tight end to maybe misdirect the defense, but the line was ready to go and got to Sosa early.
3rd and 4, a crucial 3rd down here early in this
Oh.
game. Pressure coming, and he is decked. Blanco absolutely leveled that time, and that is going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, and they brought a whole house and then some, which included J.C. Wallace coming from his strong safety side to get to Blanco. And just like that, now that when you're thinking San Jose has a little bit of momentum, Pittsburgh shuts the door on them.
And so a very promising drive comes to an end here in 4th and 9. And they'll have to punt it away. On the return, and that's going nowhere as Pittsburgh will set up shop. Got to be feeling pretty good about themselves. We've got 5:55 left in this first quarter, and they've got the ball back with a 7-point lead.
Yeah, they've had a couple passes that worked in that last drive, and that just gains confidence for a guy like King Jackson, who's wanted to be that first quarterback taken in this upcoming draft. And there's plenty of teams out there in the SFL that are looking for quarterbacks in this offseason.
They go back to pass, and that one is just a little off the mark right there. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Let's look really quickly at this defense for San Jose. Number 64, defensive tackle Stephen Forbes. Number 44, outside linebacker Shinyo Nada. Number 49, also outside linebacker William Patterson. The 2 quarterbacks, number 20, Tavius Gordon, and Sidney Galloway, number 29, and the free safety, number 42, Dez Seeker. It's 2nd and 10. He unloads, and that's caught once again by Timothy Mossam King. And that will extend this drive, and Mossam King just will not be denied in this game.
And you have to give some major cojones to throw into double coverage. But Timothy Mossam King, just like his first name states, he is him in the SFLm so far this season. If King Jackson needs a target deep, he's got one guy to look at, and it's going to be Timothy.
He's got a 6'6" frame, and that certainly helps for being able to go up there and climb the ladder, as you say. 1st and 10 now. Good coverage, quick pass. It's going to be dropped behind the line of scrimmage for 2nd and 11.
Yeah, a dumb pass that just didn't have any protection at all for Pittsburgh. Just a moot play almost. It was only a loss of 1, so they'll take that. It still sets up, a 2nd down where they can kind of still go through the motions.
2nd and 11, 5 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. One back to the air. Oh, just off the hands of the intended receiver right there, and it was Keith Wheeler trying to reel that one in. 3rd and 11.
Yeah, just 2 words for that. Butterfingers.
And what it does is it sets them up on a 3rd and long now, with San Jose looking to put up their first defensive stand of the game.
2 options, Pittsburgh. Are you going to pass or are you going to pass?
And you're right on all accounts. And it's a short pass. That time it's out to BB Blitz.
Oh, good blocking.
Oh, it gets the first and then some. With great blocking ahead, charges forward the 1st down. That has to be a demoralizer if you are the San Jose defense.
Yeah, and if you look at that formation that they ran, it was a trips right, and they went right, thinking that maybe one of the receivers was going deep. They trick him by going with a simple swing pass. That was pretty close to the out-of-bounds sidelines there if I'm San Jose's head coaching staff, but they're not going to call a challenge on that. Nonetheless, again, good blocking and great agility work from Blitz.
1st and 10 now. Pittsburgh extending this drive. They go handoff up the middle, and another 7-yard gain right there. This rushing attack doing a really nice job today as well for Pittsburgh. That's Garner with the carry.
Yeah, and we've seen this a lot in the minor leagues, that delayed draw handoff to the running back right down the middle has opened up so many lanes, and usually that's a 7 to 11-yard carry on that play alone.
Blitz again spinning around like he's in a spin cycle, and he's going to come up short, 3rd and inches.
Even that made me dizzy if you're looking at it, spinning about 16,000 times. I think my clothes are dry at this point if you're talking about spin cycle.
We'll see if he can Tasmanian Devil his way to another 1st here. 3rd and inches, 2 men in the backfield. You know what they're going to do.
Oh,
think it's just enough.
Just barely enough.
And 1st and 10 now, 3:33 remaining in the first quarter. And Pittsburgh looking to put some separation between themselves and San Jose early in this game. They are approaching red zone territory.
There's another favorite formation in the minors, that split back set.
And that one's going nowhere. Completely decked at the line of scrimmage. A great job by San Jose reading the coverage on that one. And that's going to bring us to 2nd and 10.
Yeah, a little bit of an orthodox move by Pittsburgh, going with an inside run. Usually that split back set leads to an outside stretch or a toss play. They went inside this time. It didn't work.
Back to the ground again. BB Bullets breaking tackles, getting to the edge, and is run out of bounds after about a 7-yard gain. 3rd and 3.
Yeah, good run from Blitz on what looked to be like a counter draw. He decided to go basically his same direction, and he went outside, had plenty of space, and just used his feet to get the 7 yards.
3rd down and 3 now. 2 men lined up in the backfield. They give it to Blitz. He's got the first. He's got more. He's across the 10 to the 5. And it's going to be 1st and goal now for Pittsburgh. They are knocking on the door.
Yeah, and one of the things that Pittsburgh didn't really utilize too much against Chicago back on Friday was that run game. It was mainly because Blitz was so limited in action and didn't really have a lot of opportunity. 17 carries for 52 yards. Not a great day in the office, but definitely he's turned it around through this first quarter.
1st and goal now. We'll see how they try to punch it in here. Again, 2 men in the backfield. They give it to Bullitt. He charges ahead, and he's in the end zone for the touchdown. BB Bullets, and that puts the Pittsburgh Riverhogs up by 2 scores with the pending extra point to make it a 13-0 lead.
Man, a great turnaround after Friday's, I even think the Miners would say a woeful performance against Chicago, and they almost have as many points as they did on Friday here just in, this 8 minutes of play, and it's because they're starting to balance things out. King Jackson hasn't had to toss the rock all that much. BB Blitz was basically the MVP of this drive, and now they're up 2 scores.
The extra point by Jackson Arthur is good. Pittsburgh leading 14-0. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, we welcome you. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sidelines and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Just click the Join the Community button, begin your career, or just meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. As we've got a run back here across the 30 to the 31-yard line, which is where San Jose will set up shop. 2 scores down, looking to come out and really possibly open up the ground attack here, maybe with Sosa. You've got to think, Brett, that may be where they want to put all their eggs in their basket at the moment.
After 2 straight scoring drives for Pittsburgh, it's almost forcing San Jose's hands to kind of try to fight back aggressively as well. Right now, this formation's pretty favorable for the run to start things off, and I don't mind that. But don't be surprised if Blanco starts tossing the rock out.
1st and 10, they do go to the air with Sosa, and that is completely blanketed. 2nd and 9. To your point there, Brett, as you said, that passing game, something they're going to have to look towards. With the running game, you certainly hope that'll help open up the passing game. But when you're down by 2 scores, you wonder at what point does the team begin to deviate.
Yeah, and right now, down 2 scores, you don't know how quickly Pittsburgh is going to keep running up that score. So you have to find an eventual turning point where you go all passes. That gets incomplete for 3rd and 9.
Yeah, incomplete, deflected there by Mojan Tana, and we are already, as you said, quickly at a 3rd down. Can San Jose extend this drive? The last thing you want to do is turn it right back over, go 3 and out, and put your defense back out there on the field.
Yeah, 3rd and 9, you're kind of forced into a passing situation.
They go to the air. There's pressure coming around the edges, and he has to drop it off.
That's not it.
Yeah, he has to drop that off for Tino Sosa. And that goes the wrong direction. It is 4th and 13, and the punting unit will come out.
And you can tell just from the movement of the offensive line, it was an intended running back screenplay. That's not it on 3rd and 9, especially with a great defensive line that's really stepped up in this first quarter. Like for Pittsburgh, you just have to trust in Austin Blanco to throw it deep in that situation.
And the punt. And it is returnable. Across the 35, down to about the 38-yard line goes Xavier Knight. And we've got an injury. Oh, and you hate to see that. Obviously, very disappointing there. Number 43 there going down. We'll see how long he may end up out of this game. It is 1st and 10 Pittsburgh now with a 2-score lead, as we talked about here, coming out firing on all cylinders, possibly the best we've seen them look this entire season. We'll see if it extends into this drive. 1:13 left in the first.
Knight's in motion.
They go run. Completely stuffed up the middle. That was again handed off to BB Blitz, but nothing going there. Good job by the San Jose defense.
Yeah, just shoring up that line, making sure that any open gap that they see is shut down immediately. And San Jose does good work here to make it a 2nd and 11.
William Patterson in on the stop. As you said, 2nd and 11. 2 men in the backfield, 2 out to the right side. And here comes motion. They see in Knight once again. They are very favorable on that little motion pattern that they send Knight on. We'll see what they do here with it. The pass, just a little off target, in and out of the hands of Timothy Mossam King. 3rd and 11.
Yeah, they moved Knight away so they could go with a one-on-one with Mossam King, who's been a star in this first quarter so far for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's passing offense, and I think that was just the right decision. It just slipped out of his hands.
3rd and 11 now. San Jose looking to get the stop this time. Last time they were able, Pittsburgh was able to convert. We'll see what happens here. Pressure coming over the middle. Nobody's home. 4th and 11 intended for Timothy Mossam King once again.
Yeah, and this time it was all King Jackson overthrowing Mossam King on, again, a one-on-one. But this time San Jose had a cover. They turn it into a one-on-two in favor of San Jose's defense, and Jackson just overthrew his guy by 5 yards.
So San Jose gets the stop that they needed in order to hopefully stop the bleeding here as they will get ready and return this punt. And it is fielded and not going far. A whole gaggle of Pittsburgh defenders there ready to bring down the receiver, and that's going to set up shop 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone ever say a gaggle on a broadcast before. That's an amazing set of words there from you, Cameron.
That's my Virginia dictionary coming out, my friend. This is 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line. 1 man in the backfield. San Jose just looking to get some sort of momentum going here. We'll see what they can do. Blanco, there we go. Just a little momentum that they needed. A great reception right there over the middle to Chris Sunseri, someone that they look to often.
Yeah, and he had a hell of a game in his last contest. You look back at his stats, got to pull it up again. 9 receptions for 133 yards and a touchdown. Again, it's that Blanco to Sunseri connection, that the Vancouver duo that has worked so well for San Jose.
And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter with the score: Pittsburgh 14, San Jose nothing. We'll be right back. You're watching the SFLm on YouTube. With my partner Brett Sahlberg, Cameron Duty in the booth, enjoying our time here in San Jose. Hopefully San Jose going to be able to enjoy themselves on this drive, trying to get themselves going here for the first real drive of the game, trying to put some positive production forward. Back to the air they go, and that's complete. Sunseri once more, as we just talked about. That connection right there, crucial for San Jose to get this thing moving in the right direction.
Yeah, and that's what San Jose needs to do in that passing offense. Find the open holes that Pittsburgh's going to give you and see what matchups are going to be essentially a mismatch. And I think guys like Chris Sunseri is going to be a mismatch, as well as we haven't seen him yet. Barney Burner, we haven't seen a lot of him so far. He's just coming off 10 receptions and 106 yards himself.
1st and 10 now. San Jose just past midfield. To the air again they go. Oh, that was intended for Sunseri, and that one just in and out of the hands. I don't feel like that play was completely set up appropriately.
No, I agree with you. I don't think Sunseri, I think he was the main guy who wasn't ready for that set once the ball snapped, as he was really contorting his body trying to grab that football, and it just, chalk it up to miscommunication.
2nd and 10 now. 2 men in the backfield. And he gets that one out to Burner. Barney Burner with a nice little pitch and catch right there. And a fresh set of downs for San Jose, finally getting these receivers involved.
Yeah, and if you don't know the name of Barney Burner yet, he's going to be available in free agency, if I'm not mistaken, and he should be one of the more sought-after free agents this offseason, just because of his versatility and his youth behind him as well. If he doesn't grab a team this coming season, I think the league will be completely missing a potential star.
Yeah, absolutely. A development player from Las Vegas, Barney Burner, that is. 1st and 10, man in motions. That's the tight end, James Jennings. 3 to the left side now. They go to the air. To Sunseri. Finally getting their stride a little bit here. A nice 7-yard pickup. 2nd and 3.
And you can start seeing the confidence build in Austin Blanco with these completions following one after another. I believe that's his 4th straight completion on this drive. And again, he looks for his trusted option in Sunseri to get the 7 yards.
2nd and 3. Blanco now beginning to get comfortable in this position here. Oh, my goodness. And the pitch to Sosa, and it goes nowhere. Nowhere to go but back. 3rd and 6.
And it's J.C. Wallace again on the pursuit. This time, again, the lack of blocking coming from the tight end, which is necessary when you see a safety blitz. You got to recognize when the safety's going to blitz, and it hasn't happened on both occasions.
Back to the air and pressure coming. He steps back, delivers a beam. And that's just off target there. 4th and 6, intended for Sunseri, no doubt.
Yeah, and again, look, he was wide open too. He beat his man. He beat his man by a good 3-4 yards, and that's just Blanco overthrowing his target. You see the football airing it. And that's just unfortunate for San Jose, because that is a money play that could have gotten him 6, but Blanco just overthrew his man.
Yeah, it is. You got to believe that pressure that was coming that allowed Blanco to scramble a little bit maybe caused the inerrant throw. And now we've got a 42-yard field goal attempt here to try to get San Jose on the board. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and it is good. So San Jose on the board after that field goal attempt by Wilkins. An 8-play drive that ends in a field goal. But at the same time, you keep thinking, what if, Brett?
Yeah, and that's going to be in the thought of San Jose's, especially with Mac Anthony, the offensive coordinator. He's going to think to himself, what if we scored there? But right now, the focus should be, can we stop Pittsburgh's offense again and force them to punt?
With the kick now, Pittsburgh going to get this back, and it's going to be returnable as Mossam King comes out, breaks a tackle, heads right side, gets across the 35 down to the 39-yard line.
And Mossam King is not only a wide receiver threat, he is a special teams threat. He did have a kickoff return for a touchdown for Vancouver this season. And now after a great offseason where he's just continue improving on his speed, he's a dual threat tight end, or not tight end, wide receiver. He's as big as a tight end, but he's a huge threat no matter what position you give him.
He really is. And you talk about, the size, as we said earlier, 6'6", 226 pounds. And the guy, he's just a very physical player, and that bodes well for his position for sure. 1st and 10 now. We'll see what Pittsburgh can do. 7:55 remaining in this half. Up by 11. Pressure coming. He stands in. What a catch right there by Xavier Knight. And I just have to go ahead and say it. That was really impressive. And that's going to be your nice hands catch brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hand and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K 23.
Hey, you want to buy me a Retroid there, Cameron? I desperately need one this season.
Christmas is coming up, my friend, and I can't think of a better way than to play a little SFL 4K 23.
Well, that wasn't a no, so I'm gonna expect it under my Christmas tree.
That's a very good ad placement. First and 10 now for Pittsburgh, and that just a little off target there. Obviously, great coverage by the defense there. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and Tobias Gordon, if I'm not mistaken, that was on the coverage there. He's going to be a threat defensively if he can get those one-on-one battles, and it looks like he's set on Xavier Knight through this game, so watch out for that matchup. It looks like he's on. Oh no, he's on Himothy this time. No, check that. He's on Xavier Knight. Himothy's on top.
2nd and 10 now. Pressure coming that time, and he just has to get rid of it a little too early. 3rd and 10, and that's something, Brett, that we really haven't seen much out of San Jose, and that's getting in the face of King Jackson.
Yeah, we saw it on the last play, but on the last play that led to a Pittsburgh first down. But they brought too many men to the quarterback, which led to that second level being open for Knight on the pass. So they just need to find that proper pursuit that covers the second level as well as pressures King Jackson.
And it's 3rd and 10 right now. We'll see if they get pressure. They are getting pressure. They drop it off to BB Blitz, but nobody out front to stop him. He misses the tackle there and is forward for the first down. We saw that a couple of times in this game, Brett, where they're just able to go to BB Blitz in times of trouble, if you will, and it always pays off.
Yeah, and I think what's dangerous about this Pittsburgh offense is that King Jackson has the wheels so that if pressure does come to him, he can fight it off and get out of the pocket if need be to give himself a little bit extra time, which we saw on the play, just so he can dump it off to Blitz and let him do the work.
On first down from the 29-yard line here, Pittsburgh moving again. This time they hand it off. Not much there. Nice job by the defense, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, trusted a little bit too much on his offensive line to push forward. When he had an open gap on either side, he could have gotten a couple yards, but nonetheless, 2nd and 9.
Clock continuing to run here. 6:35 left in this exciting first half of action. A dominating first half thus far by Pittsburgh. Pressure coming. He has to unload. And that's going to fall incomplete. You can see what the pressure did right there when San Jose was finally able to get to King Jackson.
Yeah, and so far, what they've done really well in this first half is cover the tight ends. That's Wheeler's 4th target, and he hasn't caught one. He hasn't caught one aside from one on the outside, so it's been great work to cover the tight ends.
3rd and 9 now. Big 3rd down here. And the pass is off the mark once more. That San Jose defense starting to tighten up a little bit downfield. And it's 4th down.
Yeah, and a big 3rd down stop from San Jose. It's going to force the kicking unit to come out to see if Jackson Arthur could get himself a field goal under his name. Or not.
No. Wow. Okay. So going to see if they can pin them deep a little bit here. Going for maybe that corner kick. And we'll see. It's going to be fielded at about the 8-yard line, and he gets up to about the 12. Brett, let's just take a moment as we have a second here to talk about the importance of this game to those just tuning in. Talking about the double elimination tournament that will take place starting Friday. The winner of this game will dramatically increase their chances at a first-round home playoff game, but point differential may, in fact, matter to seeding.
Yeah, like I stated earlier, if the winner of this game probably is either the 4 or 5 seed moving forward.
Over the middle to Sunseri. 7-yard gain will bring up 2nd and short.
Yeah, and for right now for Pittsburgh, if they want to increase their chances of getting a home playoff game, they basically need to keep walloping San Jose on the offensive front, because looking right now, even a win, and if it's a close win, they're still going to be behind rivals Philadelphia, and they're going to play against Philadelphia if things fall out and Lexington wins here on the other side of the block.
And Tino Sosa completely leveled by RC Puff, able to just stand in there and deliver a shot, and a quick 3rd and 1 now.
Yeah, and moving to the San Jose side, you're looking at this game as a potential win, and you're in the home game scenario. If not, you're looking at potentially playing a Nashville or a Chicago potentially if they lose badly.
3rd and 1 now. They go back to the ground. That's Sosa. He gets a yard, and he gets a few more before being dragged down right there, once again, by J.C. Wallace. That guy's been all over the field today, but a 1st down for San Jose.
Yeah, and this is what San Jose needs to do. They find that balance now. They've gotten points on the board. They've broken the goose egg. Now it's just about moving down the field, and they could use all 5 minutes left in this second quarter if they want to score here and only be down 4 once they head into the locker room.
That would be absolutely ideal, and like you mentioned, the defense now finally stepping up as well, so we'll see what this offense can do. Sosa breaks a tackle and is able to get some positive yardage. That looked like that was going to be disastrous for a moment, but he gets a gain of 2.
Yeah, and again, it's just, making something out of nothing sometimes, and you see it there with the 2-yard gain, and maybe something to reset, see if they can get themselves potentially a couple more yards and really eat that clock up.
Going to the air this time, and he finds Sunseri across the middle, and he's got room to run. Sunseri turning on the Jets for another 1st down, but there you go, a prime example, Brett, of just what this guy can do. He can turn a short little drop-off like that into a big gain. He's dangerous.
And good adjustment from Sunseri as well, because that throws a little bit ahead of him. He managed to grab that catch and stumble a little bit, but still had the wherewithal to turn around before a tackler could get to him and run past the 1st down marker.
And what does that do? That gives you confidence as a quarterback that you can rely on that guy to, even when you don't make the perfect throw, to adjust, to make something out of it.
Very much so.
Again, over the middle. Oh, and that was almost intercepted. J.C. Wallace there just about had his hands on that one. A little bit off the mark for the intended receiver. 2nd and 10, a scary moment for San Jose.
A really good first half from J.C. Wallace. 2 tackles for loss, and now getting a pass deflection that was near an interception. But again, we talk about Austin Blanco's inaccuracies early on, and again, he overthrows his receiver.
Austin Blanco, a development player who was with Vancouver for season 21 of the SFL. Under center again, this time he throws and delivers a really, really nice pass. And who else? Sunseri with the 1st down.
Yeah, and it's, again, going with his trusted option, someone he's been in in a locker room with for the last 6 months in Chris Sunseri, and it's really been working for them because it seems like he's the only open man on the field for San Jose. So you just keep doing that until he stops being open, because then once he is stopped being open, he's gonna open up other receivers like Barney Burner getting involved, like the other receivers, like the tight ends as well. Give some love to the tight end.
Speaking of, that's right, James Jennings had a big-time an early touchdown in that 1st game of the season. And there we go, talking about Barney Burner. As you said, doing it exactly textbook, my friend. A great call on that. And we said that he would start seeing Barney get involved, and there we had it with a nice slant across the middle.
Yeah, and again, once you start focusing on one receiver, it starts to open up the field for the other receivers. And the big example of that would be, if you want to look at it from a major league standpoint, in Tulsa, because they love feeding the ball to Gabriel Manning, and it leads to guys like DJ Hume getting open later on in the game to make a bigger impact. That's how it's done.
1st and 10, and San Jose really milking that clock right now for all it's worth. They've got it down to 2:54, controlling it. They give it to Sosa around left side, and nothing doing there. That is going to be Mojon Tana on the tackle. Let me give you a score update real quick, just passed along by Cameron Irvine. That is Albuquerque leading Lexington 17-6 at the half. Linebacker Ben Bowman, 2 interceptions already in the game.
Yeah, and Bowman's been a big part of Albuquerque's defense throughout the first couple of games here, and it's been unfortunate that Albuquerque's been on, the wrong side of a couple of games to start off their round robin campaign, but they've looked good.
Blanco steps up to throw, and he delivers a dart to Barney Burner, and he takes a shot too, but he hangs on to the football. It's 1st and goal, and San Jose has life.
Yeah, and the difference on that catch, instead of being an interception, is just big man on little man. You could see that the defender was trying his best, but Blanco placed it where only Barney Burner could get it, and that was the difference maker. And look at that, 1st and goal as we have the 2-minute warning.
Talk about suspense. San Jose knocking on the door as we come to the 2-minute warning. Right here, you're watching SFLm action on YouTube. Again with my partner Brett Sahlberg, Cameron Duty here, and we are watching San Jose claw their way back into this game. They've got down to red zone territory here, goal line territory here. As a matter of fact, they hand it off to Sosa, left side, and he is stopped in his tracks right there by Mojantana once more. 2nd and goal.
And here's what San Jose can't do in this goal line situation. They're outside the 5-yard line. They can't trust on going run 3 straight plays. One of these next 2 plays has to be a pass so they can trick up that defense.
And they go to the air. Oh, with a nice little floater there, trying to just kind of thread the needle, get that one into Sunseri, but nothing doing. 3rd and goal.
Yeah, and that was what San Jose wanted to do. They used that play last time to get Sunseri open on that catch and run, and it just didn't work out this time because I think that pass was just a little bit out of place for Sunseri.
And it's 3rd and goal. A very important drive right here. They got to get some points, preferably more than a field goal. We'll see what happens. And the shotgun formation, pressure coming. He loads up, and that is off. That is incomplete, but we've got a flag, and you got to believe that could be some pass interference, Brett.
Yeah, and if we flash things back to the 4th quarter of Pittsburgh's first game, they got their hands offensively on a pass interference call to get themselves the game-winning field goal to beat, if I'm not mistaken, it was Lexington 10-7. This time in the 2nd quarter, when San Jose needs to score some points, they are now charged with a PI call, and now San Jose 1st and goal at the 1.
Yeah, that was actually against Bossier City there.
Thank you for the correction.
You're very welcome. I had a chance to call that game, and boy, that one come down to the wire. That's for sure. 1st and goal. Here we go. We'll see what San Jose can do. That just off the mark. Going for the tight end that time. James Jennings there, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Yeah, it was a good look as well. If you're going to go for, just for a couple yards, you go with your big men. You look at Paca, you look at Jennings, but you've got options as well. You've got big options. Burner 6'3", Sunseri 6'2". You've got some tall options to get to the end, to that back line of the end zone.
You're 1 yard away from the promised land here if you are San Jose. They send Jennings in motion. Up the middle to Sosa, and he is stuffed. My goodness, 3rd down.
And I don't think that San Jose has that offensive line capable of getting those gaps open against the goal line defense. They need to stretch that baby out or pass things where they're going to do.
And that's what they do on 3rd down, and he floats that one in there to Sunseri. Who else? Touchdown, San Jose.
And it was a good job from Sunseri to break himself open just a little bit. It was a streak route, which had to change because he was already in the end zone. Just shifted it into an in route and got open enough for Blanco to throw the football. Great work from San Jose. Like I said earlier, to shed as much clock as possible to end the 2nd quarter to get points on the board and bring this deficit potentially down to 4 before the end of the half.
The extra point is up, and it is good. As you said, San Jose now within 4. A 15-play, 90-yard drive that extended over 5 minutes of time. Hey, the offseason in the SFL heats up this weekend, starting with the Season 22 schedule release show on Saturday, December 9th. Teams can begin re-signing players at 10 a.m. Eastern on Sunday, December 10th. Free agency gets the spotlight on the Free Agency Frenzy live stream at 6 p.m. Eastern later that evening. It's all coming up this weekend, the SFL on YouTube. And it's 1st and 10 now from Pittsburgh, and you got to think they have now they've got a little stagnant, if you will, Brett. We saw them come out of the gate early, but it's been all San Jose this second quarter.
Yep, goose egg in this second quarter so far for Pittsburgh. So I pose you this question, Cameron. If you are the coaching staff of Pittsburgh with 1:03 left, do you work on your 2-minute drill and try to get 6 here?
Considering that, I would say yes. I think you do. I think you at least try to take a couple shots and see what you have downfield. I think you'll be able to figure out early on whether or not you can move this football on this San Jose defense. And they go run here to BB Blitz, but that would be my suggestion, Brett. Of course, I would like to test the waters just a little bit.
Yes, if they can get themselves past midfield, I think that's where the timeouts are going to fly. They have all 3 timeouts left in this half. They've got options.
2nd and 7. They do go to the air this time. A quick little play to Motham King over the middle. That's a first down. We'll see if they kick it into high gear here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to go hurry up yet, but J.W. Hartshorn makes a great point. I think they are going to go for 6 because they have a 2-for-1 scenario pulling up because they're going to get the football back in the third quarter.
1st and 10 now. Clock continuing to tick down to 25 seconds here in this first half. Pittsburgh leading by 4. Sending a man in motion. They'll go to the air. And it's caught by
watch out!
Oh, he makes a move to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. Bends away from a defender.
Oh, call timeout. Yeah.
Down to around the 5-yard line. 4 seconds remaining. 1st and goal, and you really don't play that one any better than that, Brett.
No, that was picture perfect. The only thing that could have been better might have been getting to the end zone, but they're going to gladly take the 3 points that they can get this field goal off and get a full touchdown lead heading into the locker room.
The kick by Jackson Arthur is good, and just like that, you can see just how quick Pittsburgh can move the ball when they need to. And they make it a 7-point lead here, a full touchdown lead, as we have 1 second left in this first half.
Let's see if the special teams unit for San Jose can pull off something so they could potentially tie this.
And they will return it.
Nope.
And nothing there. No, nothing there at all. So we will head into halftime with Pittsburgh leading 17-10. An exciting first half. And Brett, as we get ready and transition here to the halftime report, I would like for you to give us your highlights and analysis of what you've seen this first half and what's become a pretty tightly contested game.
And it's been a tale of 2 quarters if you want to look at it. Pittsburgh running on all cylinders through their first 2 drives of the game in the first quarter, getting the early 14-point lead. And San Jose has been slowly clawing back, and you can start to see the confidence come from the offense of San Jose as the second quarter kept moving forward and they kept hold of the football. It just brings to you the question coming to the second half, is time of possession going to be a factor moving forward? Because San Jose had a lot of time in that second quarter to hold on to that football, get first downs, and then on a 5-minute drive get themselves that crucial 7 points to bring this game into a fight at this point. But great job from Pittsburgh to answer back after a long drive from San Jose, get some points back, and get into the locker room with that full touchdown lead.
And it's going to be really interesting, Brett, to see just how much of an impact that 3 points that Pittsburgh was able to put on the board at the end of the half, what it could make here, especially considering that Pittsburgh is getting the ball back to begin the second half. We thank you all for being with us again on this Tuesday night, late night here for the SFL. And this kick is up, and we are ready to go. That's going to be Mossam King on the return. He is dangerous. He gets across the 30.
Oh, there it is.
And there's it is.
That speed.
There's the speed, and he is pulling away. Timothy Mossam King to the 10-5. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. You don't draw it up any better than that.
It's been all Timothy Mossam King on that last drive to end the half for Pittsburgh, and now this kickoff return for a touchdown. An ideal 2-for-1 scenario for Pittsburgh gets them 10 points in just over a minute and a half. And just like that, they've blown this lead back open to what it was at the beginning of the second quarter. Great work from Pittsburgh after what felt like a very quiet second quarter from them.
And you talk about a legit gut punch to San Jose, who, as we said, had clawed their way back in. We're down 14 at one point, got their way back within 4, and now, as we said, in just a matter of sheer seconds between the end of the second quarter and that kickoff return to begin the third, they're going to be down by 14 after this extra point by Jackson Arthur.
And you have to think from San Jose's standpoint, just shake this one off. Pittsburgh hit you with an absolute gut shot, and we're talking about a Tyson Fury style gut punch. You got to just get yourself back up and try to respond in kind.
And now what will San Jose do? Could they match it with a return of their own? We will see what they can do here. A spin move there, crossing the 25 and brought down at the 27. And again, emphasis, Pittsburgh, both these teams playing hard, but you can tell that the stakes are high in this one. As we said earlier, the winner of this game will dramatically increase their chances at a first-round home playoff game. The tournament, the double elimination, begins on Friday, folks, so a lot at stake in this game.
Yeah, for Pittsburgh, they're trying to erase that minus deficit that they had, so that's why they're trying to score a lot of points. For San Jose, they know they have some advantages here and there, so they're just looking for a win.
Quick pass over the right side there. That one is complete to Devon Lloyd, I should say, excuse me. 2nd and 3.
Yeah, and looking back, Albuquerque with a big 24-6 lead so far. So it does favor San Jose. If they can win this matchup, this might get them a third-place spot where they would play potentially Pittsburgh again in the knockout stage.
2nd and 3, they hand it to Sosa, and he is dropped in the backfield by none other than J.C. Wallace.
And he has been a huge factor in the defense in stopping any potential movement that San Jose wants to do. So you want to maybe look the other way of Wallace, which they did really well in this second quarter. And this is for the first time. We haven't seen this formation yet. Empty set.
On 3rd down. The pass. In and out of the hands of Devon Lloyd right there. Looked like he's going to be able to complete that one. And there's Wallace once again.
Yeah, the only contracted receiver that's not a development player, and you can kind of see the difference there. If it was maybe Sunseri or maybe Burner, maybe would have secured that catch. But Lloyd is still learning. At 6 foot 185, he has the potential of being a stud, but in that catch, just not it.
Yeah, and that brings up 4th down, and that's a good point there, Brett. As we get ready for this return here by Knight. Brought down about the 36-yard line. That's where they'll set up shop. But you bring that point up, and it is a very good point. San Jose really started their game just like this. They got down early. The first drive out of the gate was very slow, very sluggish. It seems like when they come out of a lull, out of a halftime there, it takes them a while to get going. But Pittsburgh relentless so far in their attack. And it's 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line. And they give it to Blitz. Dropped after a gain of 4. That is 2nd down now.
Yeah, and if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm really looking to make some damage on this drive. You stop the San Jose offense again. You just came off of a kick return touchdown. You really want to lay it onto your opponent so you can eliminate any chance of them coming back in this game.
2nd down, a quick little drop off there. We've got a flag on the field as well. That is received for the moment there by Keith Wheeler. And that's going to go against the defense. Face mask on San Jose. And that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 now. So a costly penalty there by San Jose, who really cannot afford to give up anything.
And honestly, it's not that bad because it's just 5 yards. It's incidental. It's not a major penalty, so it's not going to move them too much forward. But like you said, got to stay disciplined in situations like this.
Delayed handoff to Blitz. It goes for 2 yards, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, just got to focus on moving that clock and making sure you shed that just like San Jose did in the second quarter. Kind of, kill them with kindness, I like to call it, when it comes to the play clock situation. And right now, Pittsburgh has this game in the palm of their hands.
The handoff to Bullitt, navigating through traffic, and he gets a pretty good chunk right there, and that's going to make it 3rd and 3. Very manageable for this Pittsburgh offense.
Yeah, and right now, again, 3rd down, they're going to take it at this point, and it's been really a balanced attack from this offense. Bullitt's only at 11 carries. I think King Jackson hasn't thrown more than 15 attempts. It's been good work from this Pittsburgh offense.
The handoff to Bullitt, and he is driving forward, but he's going to be stopped about a yard short. Forward progress gets him within a yard. However, it is a 4th and 1, and you can about expect the punting unit to come in here. So San Jose able to make a big stop. They needed that because Pittsburgh could smell blood in the water.
Yeah, and that's weathering the storm of that Pittsburgh offense to give yourself a chance to get back in this game. If I'm San Jose, I'm looking to capitalize on this.
And that return comes out to the 15-yard line. And we'll just have to see what San Jose can do here. As we said, to the point that we were talking about earlier, it takes a while for this San Jose offense to wake up. It takes them a couple drives to, again, regain their footing. We saw it in the first half. We saw them go 3 and out here in the second half. Now you just need to try to get some positive momentum and get some points on the board. Still plenty of time left in this game. 1st and 10 on the 15. That one nearly intercepted there. You could tell that the defender there, Jubilee Marsh, had their hands all over that one. 2nd down, Brett.
Yeah, and Pittsburgh knows that at this point there's only 16 minutes left in the game. So San Jose is probably wanting to throw this out a little bit more and start acting a little bit more aggressive. It is 2 full scores they got to come back from, and each second that ticks away, it's becoming less and less of a chance for them to get that game tied.
There on 2nd down, he finds Barney Burner. That's going to be very close to the sticks. They're going to mark him just a little short, 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and it looked like he got a little bit closer. I would have said 3rd and inches, and I think that's what San Jose is looking at as well.
Adamantly challenging the ruling on the field there for the spot of the ball, and we'll get to take a look at this review. Let's take a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at goretroid.com. We've already established I'll be getting Brett one for Christmas.
Oh yeah, it's already spoken for at this point. And like I said, it's all about placement of where the football is landed on that forward progression. And I'd say I don't think it's a 1st down, but I think it's very much going to be 3rd and inches.
And it is overturned. So San Jose not charged a timeout. That's going to make this a little bit closer for San Jose. A 3rd and 1 now, and really every yard matters, especially when we have seen Pittsburgh do a good job of stifling this San Jose offense in short yardage situations at times.
You saw on the sidelines that the coaching staff weren't happy with that call despite it being overturned, but like you said, every yard counts in a game as crucial as this one.
3rd and 1 to Sosa. He gets the first. He gets a little bit more, turning his legs across the 30. And like you said, that right there could have been very crucial because, again, Pittsburgh was getting a really good penetration. Sosa was just able to really fight his way through.
Yeah, and that's key if they can get Sosa a little bit more involved every now and again. Again, especially in 3rd and short situations, he gets those 1st downs. It opens up that playing field for San Jose.
Oh! And Sunseri almost come up with a fantastic reception before that one was knocked away. 2nd down. Now, great defense by Pittsburgh there.
I was just going to say, plays like that, and if Sunseri could have held that football on that hit, that would have been a huge momentum swing for San Jose.
It sure would have, and that has really been their bread and butter today. Those slant routes across the middle, Sunseri and Burner both have did a nice job of connecting on those. Blanco to pass, and again, over the middle to Sunseri. They went right back to that type of offensive attack, and you can see the production there. A new set of downs for San Jose.
Yeah, and that's what San Jose wants to do. They're looking to get a little bit more aggressive offensively, and it's all about trying to find those connections especially to Sunseri. We stated this in the second quarter. If Sunseri can get fed, the rest of the offense will. And right now, Sunseri has been plenty fed.
Right at midfield here. Actually, it's going to be out the 49-yard line. They send a man in motion. That's Sunseri. Keep an eye on him. Moves from left to right. They give it to Sosa. Blockers out front, but Sosa only able to get about 2.
Yeah, and right now, I don't think that Pittsburgh minds it. They want to stop at least one aspect of the football so they can focus on the other end. And, making it 2nd and 8 kind of forces San Jose into a situation. Are they going to pass or are they going to keep handing it off?
They go to the air. Blanco's scrambling back a little bit, trying to free himself up a little extra time. And that one knocked away again by Mojon Tana, who we have called his name a couple of times today.
Yeah, him and Wallace have been key contributors on this defense. And Tana, again, being a huge part of just shoring up that middle of the field, especially in those close passes. We've only seen a couple of completions in that area.
Brings up a 3rd and 8 situation here for the San Jose Flight. Barney Burner this time moving from left to right. That puts 3 wideouts on the right side there. 1 to the left. They bring pressure around the edge. He stands in and delivers a nice pass, but it is off the hands of Sunseri. Also with defensive coverage there bearing down on him. But you got to come up with those type receptions. It's 4th down.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth here, Cameron. That was a key moment for San Jose to, tilt that needle of momentum onto their side, and Sunseri just can't get his hands onto it. And now gives Pittsburgh an opportunity to blow this lead wide open again.
Fair catch called for at about the 15-yard line. And as we said, that's where Pittsburgh will take over. And Brett, again, to your point here, now the clock's going to become a factor. I know we're just in the 3rd quarter, but San Jose, very methodical on their drives. It takes a while for them to get things going. Pittsburgh now in the driver's seat to really stretch this thing out. And you got to wonder if they can. It's going to be tough for San Jose, really, if their defense can't get a stop and then have to try to come back from a deficit. They don't have a really good quick attack. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
1st and 10, and that is to Blitz. He shakes 1 tackle, brought down 2nd and 6. But, again, back to the point that we were talking about there, Brett, Pittsburgh now, they know that they could really have this game in the palm of their hands if they can come away with the score.
Yeah, big drive coming up for Pittsburgh. And what they need to do is 2 things. Shed the clock, score some points. Though that should be the key to this drive.
The bullet, and he's going to end up just a yard short, but a nice effort there. It looked like he's going to get brought down pretty early there around the line of scrimmage, and he just did a nice job to extend that play.
And again, Pittsburgh will take this. It leads to a 3rd and very short, opens up the playbook way wide, but you'd have to think in this scenario, 1 more handoff to Blitz to get that 1st down.
3rd and 1 now. Can the offense, oh my goodness, stopped in the backfield by Boyer there for San Jose, and they again get a great defensive response. It's 4th down.
Yeah, and that's a great response for San Jose's defense. Again, stifling that Pittsburgh offense, which they've done pretty decently over these last 2 quarters. You take away that kickoff return, and it's been really positive results for the San Jose defense.
Kick is returned, and he is absolutely leveled, dropped on his head right there. And San Jose now going to have pretty good field position. Let's update you on the other game that is taking place as we speak. Albuquerque now pulling away from Lexington. Albuquerque leads 31-9. In the 4th quarter, 7:48 remaining, and it looks like the Adams are going to pull away for their 1st victory.
And that's big for these 2 teams here, because that ends up, if Albuquerque keeps that result, the winner of this game will be the 3 seed.
A lot to keep your eyes on, folks, in this game right here. Big importance on this matchup we're taking a look at today, folks. Pittsburgh leading by 14 over San Jose. San Jose trying to claw their way back in it. That's not going to do it. Incomplete. Intended for the receiver right there. And just unfortunate there, they couldn't connect.
Yeah, and going back to that point as well of the winner being the 3 seed, if Albuquerque prevails in this matchup, uh, coming up on Friday, we're going to see a rematch here. It's going to be probably Pittsburgh and San Jose in the 3-6 matchup. It all depends on who's going to win this one to have home field advantage.
2nd and 10, they send Sunseri to the right side of the field now. Play clock winding down to about 5. Pressure coming.
Oh!
Intercepted. And we saw that a couple of times, a couple of weeks ago, some of these big defensive guys getting in there and coming up with the interception. Bubba, bruiser for Pittsburgh, snagging that one out of the air.
This has been the one play that San Jose has persisted to keep in their playbook, and it's resulted in 7 turnovers on this team. I hate to be critical in this situation, but I don't know why that play continues to stay in that playbook. That needs to be gone.
It was literally the straw that broke the camel's back, if you will, against Bossier City last week, and we see it hurting San Jose once again. A 1st and 10 here for Pittsburgh. They take over with great field position. Blitz now breaking free.
Oh!
He gets the ball jarred loose, and it is picked up, scooped up by San Jose, and just like that, the tide has changed once again. William Patterson on that recovery.
Yeah, never mind that mess we just saw in the last play. Let's just call that an arm punt of what, 10 yards at this point, and San Jose will move things back. Great hit from Des Seeker to jar the ball loose from Blitz, and even better work from Patterson to collect the football. San Jose breathes life into their game again.
A shout out to this San Jose defense. They have not quit. It really doesn't matter what the score has been. They keep fighting, and they know the importance of this game, keeping their offense in it. And they'll start at the 19-yard line now, so a long way to go. Sunseri in motion, but San Jose really got a new lease on life with that. 1st and 10 here. Pressure coming, and he's going to try to step up, and he's just wrapped up. Going to go down for a 3-yard loss. 2nd down now. A great job of Pittsburgh's defense there coming in.
Yeah, that pocket for Blanco collapsed immediately, and I think Blanco made the wrong decision trying to scramble out. That might have been just something he needed to throw to a general direction of the receiver and throw it 10 yards over his head. That might have worked a little bit better for him instead of being in 2nd and 13.
2nd down now, and the pressure coming again. This time he gets it away, and it is caught, snagged out of the air. Devin Lloyd with his best reception of the game. A new set of downs now for San Jose. Did a nice job of bailing them out there.
And that's an even tougher catch for Lloyd because he's the shorter guy in this one-on-one scenario against the defender. It looked to be Montana, but he doesn't have that coverage capability of some corners in this game, so Lloyd was able to catch that football and get a key 1st down.
Now at the 39-yard line, they give it to Sosa running left, and he's going to get stopped behind the line. He's going to lose a yard, as a matter of fact. Brings up 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, just a poor decision from Sosa. He probably should have cut it to the outside instead of trusting on the lineman. Probably would have gotten at least 2 or 3 yards.
Pittsburgh, their defense has done a really good job of containing Sosa in this game. We'll see if that can continue here. 2nd and 11, you almost expect a pass. 3 receivers over to the right side, and they go run right up the middle to Sosa. He cuts it right, and a nice play. Going to get close to the sticks there, and they're going to give him forward progress to the 1st down.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more favorable this time in favor of San Jose, but I think the ball probably crossed the line, the 1st down line, but great job from Sosa to just see the awareness of where the defenders are on the field and basically follow a path that's going to get him to the line.
And we will not see a challenge on that play. They will agree to the spot. A brand new set of downs here, approaching midfield. San Jose, knowing how desperate it is that they can push this ball down the field and try to put some points up on the board. They give it to Sosa again, running right. He cuts back in after a stiff arm and gets just a handful there of yards. And we've got Montana down on the field. Oh, you hate to see it.
Yeah, and that is a leader on that linebacking core. They still have R.C. Puff and Noah Davis available on that core, but Montana is that leader in the linebacking core. So if I'm San Jose, I'm looking to take advantage of that second level, see if those short routes are going to be open again. But for Pittsburgh, you've got to just adjust, next man up.
2nd and 8 now, again approaching midfield here. Clock stopped at 1:20 left in the third. Pressure coming. Blanco stands in, delivers a dart, and it is incomplete. Puff, RC Puff there on the coverage.
And that's what I'm talking about. Next man up, or in this case, RC Puff comes in and does great work on the coverage duty, forcing a 3rd and 8.
A big 3rd down here as we are approaching the end of this 3rd quarter. San Jose trailing by 2 touchdowns. Can they convert? 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Sosa in the backfield. Pressure coming. He drops it off to Sosa, and he is completely blanketed. Gets a couple of yards, but nowhere near what they needed to convert. It's 4th down.
Yeah, and again, they go with that screen pass on 3rd down. And instead of it being incomplete, at least they got a catch. But again, you're looking at a third and long scenario. That just doesn't cut it for me.
Other than that kickoff return that we saw by Timothy Mossum King to begin the 3rd quarter, this has been a defensive quarter. I mean, it really has. No offensive production from either side, really.
Very true, very true. And that's, you got to give credit to both defenses really stepping up in this SFLm league that has seen teams like Chicago score 141 points in the 3 games. So this is what defensive coordinators, defensive coaches love to see, is a quarter full of defense.
1st down from the 20-yard line as King Jackson sets up under center with 2 men in the backfield. Going to the air, pressure coming, and this time San Jose gets home. A loss of 6, 2nd down.
And again, looking at that pocket, collapsing for King Jackson this time, and again, it's immediate. These defensive lines have really stepped up in this 3rd quarter. This time you can see it coming from 3 ends, but it goes right up the middle from the nose tackle to get to Jackson for the 6-yard sack.
And we'll see if Pittsburgh is content to let this thing wind down or if they will indeed snap it. 19 seconds and counting in this 3rd quarter. Pressure once again. This time he sets up, and Mossum King with a beautiful reception. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 1, Brett.
I said this in the 1st quarter. Any matchup against Timothy Mossum King is a mismatch. And you see it right there, just the change direction, which led to the open space for Mossum King to get open, and it's just easy throwing for King Jackson.
Des Seeker on the tackle, number 42 for San Jose. And we've got an exciting 4th quarter ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Pittsburgh leading by 14. The winner will advance and have home field advantage in the tournament beginning on Friday. Of course, both these teams are looking at potentially a matchup. We'll go over the seedings a little bit later on, but an exciting 4th quarter of play yet to come here for the SFLm. You're watching us on YouTube. BB Blitz with the handoff there, and it is a 1st down. And Blitz doing what he does best, just tough running to get that 1st.
Yeah, they just need bruising from Blitz. The pass game has really started to click a little bit more for Pittsburgh tonight. So all they need from Blitz is just bruising runs, get those 3, 4, 5-yard carries to help open up that playbook. They don't need much from him.
2 men in the backfield. Clock will become a factor, of course. They will want to run this out as much as they can each and every time they have the football in their possession. They go to the air. Jackson steps up to try to get away from the pressure, and he is brought down once again. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Great pressure again by San Jose.
And that led to a little bit of paranoia on the side of King Jackson, because I think that pocket was open enough to at least get a throw down, but he saw the pressure coming to the side that he was looking at and resulted in him in trying to scramble. I think he would have probably been safe with throwing the ball and holding on to it for another second, but he decides to scramble, and that's what happened on the sack.
And that's what happens when you begin to get consistent pressure. That your quarterback will, as you said, Brett, begin to make a little bit of questionable decisions there. So San Jose turning up the heat here. 2nd and 11. They send a man in motion. They're going to let this one come all the way down to the end of the play clock. A rollout here. And that's complete to Mossum King, and he had room to run. He just stepped out of bounds, but that's going to make it a 3rd and short.
Yeah, it's a good throw from Jackson as well. Basically just lasered it to Mossum King to make sure that he can get the catch. And great work on the rollout as well to just throw that ball immediately, because he had pressure coming towards his side. And there you see the stats tonight. Mossum King has been a stud.
Yeah, have a day, Timothy. 3rd and 3 now. Big 3rd down here for San Jose if they can get off the field. The pass deflected, and almost Timothy Mossum King just about come up with that one, but the defense holds. 4th and 3.
Yeah, and that's one of the downsides of trying to laser beam a short pass. It's gonna have a chance to have one of the defenders on that front line have a deflection, whether it be hand, shoulder, or even noggin, and that's what resulted in that bobble pass.
And the punt now, as San Jose will get a chance to take over here. This will be returnable, and he gets a couple of yards. They'll set up at the 23. Let's give you a score update once again on that Albuquerque-Lexington game. Albuquerque pulling away even further, leading 41-9. About 4 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Chad Moore throws a pick 6, his 5th interception thrown on the game.
Yeah, it's just been a rough, but this is the Albuquerque that we saw in the first game against Philadelphia that unfortunately resulted in a loss. It's good to see them get back up to, what we saw them in that first appearance and put up 40 points on a very game Lexington team.
And for here, it's go time for San Jose. Got to put points on the board. They give it to Tino Sosa, running hard, gets a gain of 5, second down, excuse me.
Yeah, and like you said, it's go time for San Jose. I don't think there should be anything pretty with the offense. We should know what they're going to do here, try to look for those open holes in the passing game, and maybe run a few times on 1st down to set things up. But right now, it looks like they're going run.
And they do. They give it again to Sosa, who fights hard and literally gets rolled over close to the sticks. That will bring up 3rd and inches. So positive yardage there on what looked like was otherwise going to be a negative play.
Oh, it's good bruising forward progression from Sosa to at least make it a 3rd and inches. And it looks predictable. With this formation, it's going to be run.
That time they give it to the fullback. And he gets just enough. That's Gordon for the 1st down. So the drive continues here, and the clock continues to run as well, Brett.
Yeah, they can't be too pretty with this drive. If they want to get themselves back in this game, I would suggest getting a score before the 5-minute mark so they have an opportunity to potentially tie it up.
To the air.
Oh, man.
We saw it happen time and time again for this San Jose offense, turning the ball over on that quick little screen pass they tried to set up. This time it's Theodore rocking San Jose's world.
It's so confusing that they try to keep going with this swing pass when it's just clearly not worked through this round-robin set. Tino Sosa is not known for his catching ability, so there's no point in trying to get it to him, and it just eliminates all momentum that they try to get. It's like it's a black mark on that offensive playbook, in my opinion.
Almost worthy of a nice hands catch right there. Brought to you by Rick Troy. Don't know if we've ever gave one to a defensive end, but there you go. Theodore Rocker, one-handed interception. 1st and 10 now, already in red zone territory right here for Pittsburgh. Oh, and that pass right there, a little off the mark. Had to come back for it, but turns upfield and gets a pretty decent gain.
And again, going back to how well San Jose has covered the tight end through this game, it's these swing passes that Wheeler has only been able to get catches on. So it's great work from San Jose, but now they're really backed up into their own end zone at this point. If Pittsburgh gets a score, this might be, game, set, and match, and we might see this rematch in Pittsburgh one more time.
The handoff to Blitz. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 4.
Yeah, they're saying potentially maybe losing just a few inches, which they don't mind because they're already halfway to the first down marker. So again, open playbook when it comes to 3rd and short scenarios. They can really go with anything.
And a big 3rd down here. San Jose obviously wanting to try to make a stop here, force them into at least a field goal. Pittsburgh has other plays. It's a fumble. It's a fumble picked up by Pittsburgh.
There's a flag, though.
With it, and there is a flag. And this play continuing downfield. Oh, my goodness. Let's try to regroup and see what the flag is.
It's either a first down or we're going to replay this. This looks to be a block from behind, so we might be going 10 yards back.
10 yards back. They're going to get clipping right there on Pittsburgh. And with that, they will, as you say, go backwards here. 3rd and 19.
What a whirlwind of a play that's to the benefit of San Jose. Now 3rd and 19. You know where this is probably going. I'm looking at the bottom of the screen. Timothy Mossam King one-on-one.
And they go to Mossam.
Oh, they go top.
Right. And he is absolutely blanketed. A nice job right there by Yoneda coming in with the tackle. And boy, that was huge right there. That gives San Jose a little bit of life, Brett.
Man, again, another play that I don't like in a deep down scenario, a comebacks route that was to Mossam King. You just don't do that. I think you go with like a long pass. Mossam King has the speed. Trust on his speed.
The importance of that, folks, is they were well in field goal range after that penalty for the block in the back, and then for that negative reception there on Mossam King, that drove them right out of field goal range into punt territory. And now San Jose will take over, still down 14, but still with some life in this game.
Yeah, 5 minutes left. It's not impossible, but now you have to start thinking about just throwing it a little bit more deep. Look for your deeper options. Do not do that swing pass, please.
You said exactly what every San Jose fan in America is saying right now. There you go. That's what you want to see right there. A nice little inside route.
Smart.
Yeah, and they go hurry up. Very good. Try to keep this Pittsburgh defense on their toes.
And they got the formation to do it.
Oh! Again, good job on that Pittsburgh defense right there, just stepping up and making the stop. That's J.C. Wallace once again.
And here's a name that we haven't talked about throughout this game. Cooper Allen, that was his first target, if I'm not mistaken, on that flat route. And this time they can reset things, change formations. And again, this is another pass heavy formation with the 2 receivers up at the top of your screen.
Second down now, over the middle. You know who he's going for, and just off his hands. That's Sunseri with really his second big drop of the game.
Yeah, and I'm thinking if you're San Jose, this is potentially 4 down territory, but with them only being at around, looks to be the 26-yard line, I'd be careful if it's in a 4 down territory. Look to get this first down, and this is the right formation. You got 4 receivers. You got options.
3rd down, needing 10. Like you said, potential 4 down territory here. They go past, pressure coming around the edges, and that is caught. Barney Burner coming up with the big snag when they need it. First down. We go no huddle here. Same formation.
And look what they've done with the receivers. Sunseri's now the slot, and Burner's on the far side.
A nice quick pitch and catch that time by Lloyd. Brings in 9, 2nd and 1.
Yeah, the shifting of matchup is really playing benefit to San Jose.
Back to the air we go. And back to look like Burner, and that's going to be pass interference. Pretty blatant call right there. That's going to be easy to detect, if you will. And the crowd goes wild.
Yeah, and that's just a direct hit, not focusing on the football and impeding in direction as well. And again, we talk about that change of matchups. They're going with Burner on that far side, that strong side that they've worked a lot with Sunseri, and they flip Sunseri over to the slot side on the right this time as a speed option, and it's really worked out for them so far. I hope they don't change the formation from that 4 receiver set.
Well, Pittsburgh now, for the first time in a while, you're starting to see them, on their heels a little bit with that hurried tempo. And like you said, we'll see if San Jose stays with that new set. Lloyd now in motion. heads over to the right side of the field. Back to the air they go.
Oh,
Over
wide
to
open.
Sunseri, and that's the route they were looking for, folks. Sunseri across the middle and to the, well, almost to the red zone territory, to the 21-yard line. Back to the air. This time, right into the hands of J.C. Wallace. And that, my friends, is going to be tough to come back from. That is a killer.
And that was maybe an ill-advised decision from Austin Blanco to share the wealth, because Sunseri was open again, this time on a streak route, going straight to the end zone, but he decides to go Burner's direction, overthrows him by 3 yards and into the pocket, the breadbasket of J.C. Wallace, and San Jose is going to challenge the play again. This time it's going to be the positioning of where Wallace stepped out of bounds.
Okay, interesting development here late in this game. Of course, this has no impact on the interception. That is already determined. Take a look at Wallace coming up with the pick and headed back downfield. And
you can't see it from that angle, but this one, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, he'll be out a couple of yards back anyway. And for what it's worth there, Pittsburgh will be pushed back a few yards, I would imagine.
Yeah, almost a fruitless challenge at this point from San Jose, but you try to get any momentum you can with less than 3 minutes to go in the game. And at this point, San Jose wants to have that field position. And I don't mind that challenge because, you know, in just a few minutes, you're going to have yourself in a scenario where it's only going to be booth reviews. So they'll take it. Pittsburgh at the 23-yard line this time.
3:58 remaining in this fourth quarter, and it has been a defensive struggle. We had the big kick return by Timothy Mossam King to begin the third quarter, and since then, it's been all defense. No offense has made their way into the end zone yet. Pittsburgh back to blitz, stopped at the line.
Yeah, and that's what San Jose needs to do. They know they're probably going to run the football on first and second down, so they need to be focused on where blitz is going to get the handoff, and then get ready for some coverage on their receivers on third down.
Hey, folks, stay with us after tonight's game for the finalized seeding of the first football double elimination tournament happening right here in the SFLm. All 8 teams will be in action Friday night for first-round matchups. Winners stay at the top, while losers will fight for a right to keep playing next Tuesday. Tournament action starts Friday, December the 8th, right here on SFL YouTube. 2nd and 10 now as Wheeler goes in motion. They give it to Blitz, blocking ahead. He makes one defender miss and gets a nice gain. Going to bring up a 3rd and 6. Again, good defense there by San Jose to contain Blitz.
Yeah, but a good idea from Pittsburgh to go with a toss play and move their furthest 3 offensive linemen kind of use as an entourage. And that was the difference between a tackle for loss and 4 yards.
Stats there on Brant Boyer, 7 tackles today, so he's been busy. 3rd down, the crowd comes to their feet, trying to make a little noise, a little disturbance here, trying to cause a ruckus, if you will. Pittsburgh sends a man in motion there.
Oh, they don't get the play off.
And they don't get it off. Delay of game. And there we go. We just talked about that crowd noise being a factor. You could tell that Pittsburgh could not get set the way they wanted to, and now it's 3rd and 11.
Yeah, forget the momentum you gained on that 4-yard run from Blitz's toss. Now you're forced into a passing situation, and San Jose's got to be ready for the coverage.
King Jackson under center now. Wheeler again in motion, and here we go. To Blitz up the middle, stiff arms his way. He just about broke free for a big gain. San Jose holds 4th and 4.
Yeah, and it's a key stop for San Jose because, again, another lifeline is brought to San Jose on the offensive side, but they need to capitalize on this opportunity. It's going to get to the 2-minute warning, so they need to score 2 touchdowns in 2 minutes.
Hey, great pursuit by Tavius Gordon. We haven't had a chance to really call his name today, but he is the cornerback who stepped up and really broke off his route to stop Blitz in his tracks and push that 4th down. And that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Pittsburgh leading by 14. The score 24-10. 2 minutes left in the nightcap here for the SFLm on YouTube. We welcome you back. Punt formation for Pittsburgh. What can San Jose do with 2 minutes left on the board? 2 minutes and 2 scores down. Low snap there. Had to pick that one up. They'll have pretty good field position here. Starting at the 37.
63 yards to the end zone. It is possible, but you got to trust in your options. Sunseri and Burner have been there for you, but you just got to balance it out and make sure you find that open target.
And as we said before, it really is go time here for San Jose. They had the right thing going there, the right momentum, the right play schemes before, and then they had that inerrant throw by Austin Blanco. Can he keep from doing that on this drive? He sends Lloyd in motion. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Lloyd gets that reception. No, I'm sorry. Comes down short and looks like he's slow to get up. I was afraid of that. Yeah, Lloyd down. You could tell the way he laid motionless there after dropping that ball. He's in quite the amount of pain, Brett.
Yeah, a pretty tough hit, and like I said, receivers get a very tough matchup sometimes with these new era defenders who hit a little bit harder, who find the right place to keep you down. But now again, it's next man up, and again I'm looking at Sunseri, I'm looking at Barney Burner. An
empty backfield. We know they're going to the air. We know pressure's coming. Intercepted. Intercepted by Jubilee Marsh. Everybody now getting a chance at snagging one of these out of the air. We saw defensive ends. We saw cornerbacks. Now, Jubilee Marsh, the free safety, with an interception.
And it was a good idea, just wrong guy. Curtis, the next man up on the depth chart to replace Lloyd, was on that slot side. And it was the right pass to throw, but the defender just got in front of it. Huge interception, and now Pittsburgh just needs a first down to seal the deal.
From the 39. Blitz. All he needs is the first, and he's determined to get it.
That's
Rolls
big.
Over a defender, an 8-yard gain. There's the first time out.
Huge 8 yards, and it makes Pittsburgh's life a lot easier. Now they just need 2 plays and 2 yards. They could do just second down, 1 yard. Third down, 1 yard. They've got their game, set, and match there.
Blitz closing in on 100 yards on the day. He's about 10 away. Would not be surprised to see him get it here, as much as they'll probably use him the next couple of plays. Blitz.
There it is.
There it is, past the 100-yard mark and more. Sprinting ahead, and he is brought down from behind. There's the second timeout. And, folks, you can just about say it. Turn out the lights. The party's over. Pittsburgh just about going to come away with this one pretty handedly here.
Yeah, and it's confirmed on the other side. Albuquerque does beat Lexington 41-9. And if this game stays tight as it is, we're going to see ourselves a rematch in the quarterfinals, as in the double knockout quarterfinals, as Pittsburgh is going to be at home this time against San Jose. It's going to be the 3-6 matchup between those two teams.
Oh, and it's going to be a lot of fun, no doubt about it. You see that these two teams have put on quite a show today. We have had a little bit of everything. We've had all kinds of offense. We've had a defensive second half. We've even had a kick return for a touchdown. So anything is possible when these two teams get together. That's going to be a great matchup as they take a knee. Jackson again with a knee. Brings up third down, but the clock is running.
And you have to think from a San Jose standpoint, you know what you need to adjust. And it's a couple plays on that offensive playbook. If you can adjust that, you can be a force to be reckoned with. But too many turnovers, which has caused momentum that you gain to be lost immediately right away. And great job. Big thing for Pittsburgh to get over the hump of that offensive woes and score over 20 points in the game.
Third down, running the clock down just as far as they can before they have to take the snap. And another knee. That's going to leave a little bit of time left on the clock. 4th and goal here. And as you said, Brett, we'll start to look ahead to the next matchup, which we'll confirm in just a moment. But really, what can you say? I mean, both of these teams have been so exciting to watch today. Really, both of these teams have a lot of talent on either side.
Yeah, and you know the future's bright for the next batch of SFL stars, and you see guys like BB Blitz, and even at moments where Tino Sosa looked really good in this game. There's plenty of opportunities for these new batch of players to become impact players come draft time.
Jackson Arthur's kick is good. They will extend their lead to 17. 9 seconds left on the clock. And, you know, San Jose they won't go down without a fight for sure. They'll try to get some points on the board here. But a 17-point deficit with just 9 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and it's just trying to take away as much of that minus deficit as possible, because they came into this game at minus 32. So taking 17 off looks a little bit better for a 2-1 team.
And here's the kick. It will be returnable. Across the 20 to the 30. Almost breaking that tackle. 4 seconds left. You can just about expect them to send everybody downfield for one last Hail Mary, I would expect, Brett. But again, taking a look at Pittsburgh and how good they have to feel, especially coming off of the loss that they had last week, this has to feel really good.
Yeah, it's a really good turnaround, especially in the defensive department. Only allowing San Jose 10 points after Chicago put a 50-burger on you. That's huge turnaround defensively.
Great resiliency by these Riverhogs, no doubt. 4 seconds left, and we've got receivers going deep. Sosa sitting there to the left of Blanco. And he heaves it. And it falls harmlessly to the ground. And Pittsburgh, with a score of 27-10, will win today's exciting SFLm matchup. And that's going to do it for this day of football action here. Brett, give us our thoughts, your final thoughts on this game. We've got a lot to talk about, my friend.
Yeah, and the big thing for Pittsburgh here is that it's just a great turnaround. You see it in the stat board there. 3 of the 4 quarters, San Jose did not score because of that stout Pittsburgh defense, forcing 4 interceptions from Austin Blanco that basically eliminated any momentum for San Jose to get back in this game. But a great balanced attack as well offensively. Once they got Timothy King going on the receiving side, it just made life a little bit easier for BB Blitz. And then at the end of the day, just a complete overall performance for Pittsburgh overall, as Cameron Irvine is in my ear yelling at me that the matchups aren't set yet, so I shouldn't say anything about potentially seeing a rematch. So let's hold back. Cameron Irvine, later on, will give you the final standings, and you'll get your matchups for Friday night.
No doubt it's going to be exciting, Brett. If you have to give a game ball to somebody, who would you give it to?
Right now, Timothy King was the X factor. He's got a receiving touchdown. He's got a kickoff. He's got a kick return touchdown. He basically by himself beat San Jose 14-10 himself. So I don't think there's any other guy that I could give it to.
Timothy King, player of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you so much for tuning in, staying up with us. If you're on the East Coast, it certainly was worth it. For my partner, Brett Solberg, Cameron Irvine in the Stats Truck, my name is Cameron Duty. Have a good night. We'll see you soon.
Better.